No, actually, it's cold in our building, but it feels good. Yeah.
Shane, through the first few days, how do you think the passing offense has looked?
I think it's been good. I think we've had some ups and downs at times, but I think honestly, Jalen's looked really good. He's efficient throwing the football right now. He's getting the ball out on time, and the receivers are making plays. There's always things to correct, right? When you look at the practice tape, there's always things we can get better at, but that's what training camp's for. So, but it's been good.
When you're looking at about Miles Sanders,
The explosiveness. I mean, you see it, right? We know he's an explosive player, but just like even an individual, right? The way he's running hard. He's taking care of the football. He's hitting it. He's seeing it well. He made a few plays the other day where, he jump cut through the line of scrimmage and hit it. I mean, it's been good to see.
Shane, what kind of impact are you seeing that A.J. Brown is having on, the other receivers and also, with him and Darius Slay going against each other?
It's awesome to see. He brings his physicalness that he brings to this football team. He's got great play strength. I mean, he caught a slant the other day, and I had a flashback watching his tape when he was in Tennessee catching some of those slants, and it just brought me back to his tape in Tennessee where he catches that ball strong with his hands, and then he creates those plays afterwards, right? He can run a guy over or make a guy miss, but his play strength is very impressive.
Shane and Jalen right now, they're obviously very good. Where are A.J. and Jalen right now? They're obviously close friends, but there's a rapport they have to build. Where are they in that process?
I think they're making great strides. They've spent a lot of time together in the off season, obviously in spring, and then they threw again in the summer, and it shows up, right? The timing, right? And with anything, right? Wide receivers and quarterbacks, right? It's not like it just happens overnight, right? But it's been good to see. They're talking through things right after every period. They're talking about, hey, we're run it more like this, and this ball needs to be here. But those things take time, but it's been good to see, and the progress has been really good.
What's different for you during the games with calling the plays?
Right now, not much. I mean, the communication that Nick and I have has been great. This is Nick and I's 6th year working together. We worked together for 4 years in San Diego/LA, and then last year, obviously, and then going into this year. So me and Nick are on the same page. We have great communication in the meetings, on the field in practice and on game day, so it's been good.
Share ideas on the headsets on what the play could be and not necessarily.
Yeah, absolutely, right? Like I said before, like when we're going through a game, we're talking about what we want to call on the sidelines, and we get into a situation and we're in a drive, right? He might say, hey, let's run it here, right? Or let's throw it here, right? He might give me a specific play that he wants, right? If not, I roll with it and we go.
Nick said yesterday, he talked about John's first 3 receptions, and the second one he said was the one that probably brought you guys to us because he missed someone probably on the first one that necessarily rolled out through toss and fight. How do you go about correcting that with him?
Well, I think this, like in practice, right? We want to treat practice, right? Just like we always do, but we want to treat it like the game, right? Because in practice, sometimes, right, there's no consequences, right? Because shoot, it's not going against another team. But I think in practice, we want to treat it just like the game, right? Be smart with the football, right? If you got a chance to make a play, make a play. But if you don't have it, throw it away. Throw it away and live for another down, especially on 3rd down, right? If we don't have it, let's throw it away and punt it and go.
Shane, Quez Watkins said yesterday he's the fastest guy in the NFL. Do you agree? And how's he looking right now?
Well, he is really fast. He might be. He's looking really good. He's looking explosive. His speed and the way he goes up and tracks the ball is really, really, really impressive. So he's doing a good job.
Shane, what's the value to you guys of the walkthroughs? Something new in practice.
Yeah, I think the walkthroughs are invaluable. I really do, because you get so many reps in those walkthroughs, and you can give multiple looks, right? You give them all these there's all these problem solvings that you gotta have. Like you can give them a base look, but you want to give multiple looks in those walkthroughs, so when they come up in practice or in the game, we're ready for them. But it's been really valuable.
Shane, so much of practice is structured. How do you prepare for off-schedule plays for Jalen?
Yeah, I think some of those things, right, it naturally happens, right, where he scrambles, but sometimes we got to add that into practice too. It's like, hey, we got to drop back pass here, right, whether it's in 7-on-7 or team, like, hey, let's work a scramble drill so we get it.
Is that different for you? Is that new for you, considering the QBs you work with?
Well, we did it last year. We started doing that, evolving that in practice last year, so we want to continue to do that. And some of those things happen organically, right, in practice, but then sometimes we script it into where we get those off-schedule plays.
From your vantage point, Shane, how has Jalen Reagor handled working primarily with the second team and, as Coach Sirianni said, battling for a spot?
Yeah, no, he's done a great job, right? He comes out, he's a hard worker, right? He battles every single day, right? You can still see everything he's got, the explosiveness. He's made a whole bunch of plays this year, or in training camp so far. So he's got to continue to keep doing that.
Going
going back to the off-schedule stuff with Jalen, how difficult is it in a practice environment because you're going to blow whistles or you're going to make sure you're going to be very cautious, obviously, with the quarterback?
Yeah, I think that's a great question because it is a controlled environment, right, when we're out here and he's not getting hit, right? But we just got to do a really good job, right, of working those things in the pocket, right? Because when it's 3rd and 7 to 10, yeah, we can scramble, but everyone in the world knows we're throwing the football on 3rd and 7 to 10. So, like, when we work those third down periods, we want to work probably a little more 7 to 10 because if you look around the league, the average is the most third downs are 7 to 10. Now, we had the most 3rd and 4 to 6s last year, but to convert on 3rd and 7 to 10, the league average was 33%. So we want to make it as hard as possible on us in practice so when it comes game time, we're ready for that situation.
What's been your approach with Carson Strong in terms of integrating him into learning the offense, but also giving him an outright?
Yeah, exactly. With any young guy, right, you're learning a whole new language, right? You got the spring, right, and then the summer he's studying, then we come in there on this. So with anything, it's a transition, right, from college to the NFL, right, and this is his first week of NFL practice, right? So he's still learning and going through those things. But obviously, we want to keep it to where, like, hey, let's get our base stuff in with him, and then once he gets a real good hang of it, then we can start incorporating a lot more things that we do.
The flip side with Carson Strong is Reed Sinnett. You know, he came in the middle of the season last year. What do you see from him getting to actually get him in training camp?
Yeah, you know what? Reed's a really smart football player. He understands the game really well. He's been really good in the meetings. He asks great questions. He's a big, strong passer with a big arm. And he sees it well, so it'll be good to see him in the preseason this year.
Shane, you see Kenny Gainwell's role evolving this year.
Yeah, Kenny's done a nice job. I think any time from year 1 to year 2, you want to see that jump and that growth, and you can see it on the practice field, just the understanding of how we want to run things in ball handling, right, in the run game and in the pass game, just how to set up defenders coming out of the backfield. He's learning, and he's doing a good job.
His first summer with Gardner, what do you see from him that you can't learn when he's doing scout team during the season?
Say that again. What can I?
Yeah, like what about Gardner in practice are you learning about him that in scout team situations you
Yeah, the thing about Gardner, he can process it really quickly, and he gets the ball out of his hands really quickly. And he's played a good chunk of football, and he's had a lot of experience playing in Jacksonville, obviously. But you can see the growth in him and learning our offense too with a year into it. Just the decision making and getting the ball out quick.
Shane, you only have 5 running backs. Most teams have 7 in training camp.
Yeah.
How is that force you to be kind of creative with the rotation in practice, with reps and everything? And how is that an advantage maybe to maybe Huntley and the rookie you have in?
Yeah, I think it's exactly what you just said. I think it is an advantage when you only have 5, right? A lot of guys can get reps, and you can switch those guys in and out whenever you want, and they can get more reps. I think that's what you said. That's a valuable part of it.
Look on the other side. How's Isaac look on the other side?
Isaac looks really good. You know, Isaac's a really, really smart football player. He understands protections, the run game, the different looks, the different fronts, right? He sees it before it happens, and he's a physical player, and he's playing good football right now.
The tight end position. Year 1, year 2, you were talking about with Kenny Gainwell.
Yeah.
DeVonta, for whatever reason, you haven't seen a ton of traffic to him in practice yet, but what have you seen from him to make that leap from year 1?
You know what? From year 1 to year 2, just watching him in training camp, the explosiveness in and out of breaks, I mean, it's stepped up. You can really see him coming out and sinking his hips, and the way he comes out of routes right now and creating separation has been really good.
We've seen Cam Jurgens a lot with the first team.
Yeah.
Seemed like you had a pretty good day in one-on-ones yesterday. What have you seen from him maybe that you couldn't help just watch out?
Honestly, the way he moves, I mean, obviously we saw in college like the screen game, but when he works double teams with the guards inside, just the way he gets those double teams off and comes off to the next level is really impressive. So really excited about Cam. You know what? He's done a nice job. I mean, he basically lives in this building. Every time I'm in here, he's always in here working out, grinding away, getting his body ready, but he's done a nice job.
Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.